Okay, so Queens of R&B, girl, it was the finale episode, and we are all so happy to be done with the back and forth of it all. Okay, so did y'all watch the end when they did the performance?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when they did Understanding, like I just want y'all honest opinion. Did y'all really feel like it was that bad that Understanding went last?
I did.
Okay. No, I'm here for it. Talk to me.
I just, I don't know. Week for me definitely should have ended it. It just felt out of place to me. Understanding it was a good song, but I don't think it should have went last. I don't. It kind of felt like, I don't know. Week to me just had a finale feel to it. Like, woo, that's my song. All right, cool. And then when they came back on with Understanding, it was kind of like, oh, damn, it's not over yet.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain because I agree with what Nisi is saying. Like the melodies are just so different, and I just feel like although they're both slow songs, I feel like Weak is like much more a softer song. I can't even explain it, but it just the timing would have been much better to me if Weak would have been the finale,
Mm-hmm.
the final song. Yeah.
So I'm gonna just say this because I feel like I'm not disagreeing with anybody about Week being the bigger song or the better song or the song that I know the most. You know what I'm saying? I'm not disagreeing with any of that. But I really feel like when I was listening to the way they produced Understanding for the finale, there was a moment where the music drops down and you get, after Candy hits the high and Tasha's doing the run and everybody else is singing singing the chorus and they bring the music down. Like the way they performed it felt like more of a show ender to me. The
Mm-hmm.
actual song, maybe not. But to me, I feel like for Coco, by the time we get to this point, Coco's tired now, and Coco doesn't want to sing this song full out. So she extends the mic to the crowd for a lot of the parts I want to hear her sing.
Mm.
Mm.
So, in that way, even though I love the song and I enjoy the performance of the song, I still felt like I understood why the production people might have made a decision to put the stand in last because of the way it was performed in comparison to the fact that Week is just played over a track and they sing it, but there's no difference in the music, there's no breakdown to it. She just sings it, throws the mic out to the crowd, and because we love the song, we enjoy it. But I actually kind of paid attention to the way they produced the song. But I'm just, I'm gonna leave it alone.
I think it
Everybody gonna
could have
think.
been a whole aesthetic. Number one, I think Coco was tired as hell. Like y'all getting on my nerves. Like I'm glad this is the last song y'all singing. I'm done. But because that definitely seems like Coco personality.
I'm not
But
saying they don't. I know
I
they
Y'all sing it.
I think right. But I
right.
think that it
What did
was
you
it
tell
was
you?
the producing of the song, and I think it was just that Escape had like the whole shebang, which is why I think it just made sense for production, like to do that in addition to everything, the
And that's
performance and all of that. Like,
That's another thing. Aside from weak in understanding, can we be real about the fact that it seemed like SWV be kind of moving slow and Escape
Yeah.
has all of these moving parts so their show looks more dynamic?
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like,
they
Yeah,
performing. They putting together concert sets where, you know,
that's what Tiny was
SW.
trying to say.
Yes, that's exactly what she was saying.
It
thank
didn't
you,
come out. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Daquasia.
We
Woo
on it now.
woo.
Thank
Okay,
you.
listen, let me come back on camera. Thank you. Okay, we have to give it a shimmy right quick for the 100.
That's
Thank
what's up.
you. I appreciate it so much. You don't even have to do that. It's one of my members. But yes, y'all know, I tell y'all all the time, I go up for SWV when it comes to the music. I am a bigger fan of SWV's music, but I just feel like their overall stage show is a little lackadaisical. I think they don't put as much effort into it because they don't think they have to. And then as soon as somebody says something about it, they got defensive because they
Mm-hmm.
don't want to hear that they should have to do something more now because they're SWV. So we should just be able to get up here, do our 1-2 step, and y'all should just be happy with that. And I think that when they saw Escape stage show and Escape is saying, well, well, it take more money to make our show and all of this shit. They get upset and they feel away, but I think it's really because they just didn't want to have to financially and energetically
Yeah.
make the changes in order to make the show more cohesive because their show wasn't doing as much. But I am glad that they did it because they can say what they will, but their look is a whole bunch better since this show. Because Coco cutting the hair, the J Bolin styling that they did with that photo shoot, I felt like it was a upgrade that needed to happen.
Definitely.
I wonder how much older SWV is than Escape, because that might play a factor as
Oh
to
yeah,
why they like, girl, we ain't doing all this shit. Y'all trying to be extra.
I'm
We tried.
sure.
We ain't never do that.
Okay, hold up. So Coco is 52
I was just looking it
Oh,
up.
jeez. That lady's so pretty.
and Candy is 46. So there's like a 5-year difference.
Okay.
It ain't that big of a
How
difference.
old is Tasha?
I'm about to say
Yes,
Tasha is what, like 4 years older than Candy, so she's about 50. So then, yeah, that's not that much of a difference.
Mm.
And it to me, it's not even about them being because I feel like at the end of the day, energy is energy. I think that they just don't, and I'm not saying they, but it just don't seem like there's a lot of energy sometimes when they're singing. Like they can't do two things at one time anymore. And that's cool. I get it, which is why y'all should have background dancers. I'm just saying. But unless you're gonna give us Patti LaBelle, if you ain't gonna give us Patti LaBelle, screaming and howling on a live mic, kicking your shoes off, then, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
you gotta have the energy to me in order to not have to do as much on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And the energy is not there in order for y'all to not, because I've seen them live, so I know what they do on stage, and it's great because you just want to see them.
Mm-hmm.
But they could stand to do a little extra if they
Are
gonna
y'all gonna try to see them on the summer tour with Jodeci?
Jodeci. Honestly, I do want
No.
to see.
Ted love him some Jodeci. I was like, we gotta go.
I want to see Jodeci, especially if it's gonna be all of them and they're gonna be in good health, which I'm like, I need to see what social media gonna say after y'all start the tour. Once y'all start the tour, then I'm gonna try to get me, a ticket if everybody on stage looking good. Cause I know JoJo and KC didn't have health issues recently. Somebody that had surgery. I don't know if JoJo gonna be able to stand up on stage. I want to make sure I'm gonna get my money's worth. And I know y'all ain't gonna be New Edition.
Yeah.
I know y'all ain't gonna be New Edition, which is a shame because they old y'all. So that's a shame that y'all can't get up there and hump Bobby Brown on stage.
Hilarious.
It's hilarious.
I thought about seeing Escape. They got a concert coming up with Tyrese and 112. It's a group of different people, but I'm thinking about not going because it's not the original 112.
Yes,
And I
I
wanted
heard
to
that.
see like the original.
And
So
I heard it's
I'm
not
like,
gonna be the original Drew Hill either. That's on the Jodeci
oh yeah,
tour.
I do remember them. They were. I thought they had like 5 members now, and I think 2 of them are new.
Damn, they
Yeah,
still
so I
adding
think
new
maybe
members.
only 3 of them.
Child, there be
5 of 'em.
temptation in that shit. Y'all
They
don't know
got
who this
any new
is.
music?
What you want
I think
is
they did
what you
drop
need.
something like at the end of last year, or maybe it was 2021. Because I remember searching for them, trying to see what they had going on.
Hmm.
But I don't like that.
What's going on, Bree? Okay, yeah.
But just give
Cisco
me
and
Jagged
friends.
Edge. We good though. Really, they could
Cisco
put
and friends.
112 down and bring Jagged Edge up.
Ooh, come on,
Yeah,
Jagged Edge.
yeah.
Day 26 is coming with SWV. Okay, come on, day 26.
Oh, day 26, really?
Okay, that's
Mhm. That's a
cute.
blessing to be able to, do them throwbacks.
Diddy
Okay.
And
ain't
still
asking
be
for
in
no money.
demand.
I hope they get to take 100% of their check.
And that's what I need. I need you to give me, I need you to be sweating and rolling
Not
around on the fucking ground. Like, I need to be,
right.
Oh no, Necey, it was 2017. Well, no, they just dropped the song in April of 2022, but they had like a Christmas album in 2017. But I haven't heard it. I like the old music, so I don't know what the new one's giving.
Somebody from Jagged Edge is in jail.
that man
I
still
don't
in
know.
jail. I don't know. Probably one of them
I
brothers.
thought was in jail. I
No,
thought one of them was.
Let me tell you what I wanna do. I'm sorry. Now
Hmm.
y'all got shit in my fucking head. Okay, so all right, we still talking about Escape and SWV. So
Mhm.
outside of the Escape versus SWV shit, okay, Latasha and Tamika, child. We didn't heard so much. I heard that the interview that Tasha K was supposed to do with the other mistress, the second mistress, was canceled. Probably because somebody was
Oh,
threatened. Because you know that's how they like to do over there. They
that's
like
how
to,
them
threaten
church
and
folks like to get
blackmail.
down. Yes.
Okay. But here's the thing, Miss Girl. You didn't already told us that y'all was in an open relationship, and then you got up there and lied and told Andy that y'all had open communication. And I said, girl, that's not the same thing. So I just kind of feel like Tasha is over there not thinking these things out. They just not thinking these things out, girl. It's giving delusion, it's giving confusion. What y'all think?
Delusion, confusion. It's a mess. I feel like Tasha actually confirmed what Rocky was saying. I mean, what Candy was saying, because Rocky said he never got a kickback. It was a deal, even though he kind of told on himself as well. But when Tasha sat up there and said that we've all gotten a percentage off of any deal that we brought to the table,
Yeah.
that was her pretty much confirming. That's why he had to go back and clear that up. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's a mess, you know.
It
It's
disgusted
just
me how she said to him, "Wait, can I just say this real quick? Let me ask." She had,
Yes. Ask
she,
for permission before she spoke.
yes, she asked for permission and then essentially, like Jamie said, admitted to, yeah, he got some money, but whether we want to use the word kickback or not. And he
Yes.
laughed. And he
Right.
laughed because he knew that that was basically her admission that, yeah, we did that shit.
Like basically saying it's not a kickback because we did the deal. You can't call it a kickback because we did the deal. And I
Right.
was
He
just
ain't got to hustle. Well, that's
right.
hustling.
It ain't gonna come up on. I forgot you gotta on
Oh,
Instagram.
transparent. Yo.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh, anyway, it's okay. We almost done anyway, girl. So besides that, I feel like I don't want to hear nothing else about Rocky Bivens, but I am gonna say, and I don't know if y'all saw, but I did a Surviving R. Kelly Part 3 breakdown or whatever, and I talked about it on my channel. And based on what we know about the people around him and the people that work for him, I don't think that there is any real way that he did not adopt some of the mindsets and the different tools used to manipulate and control a woman that you're having sex with or that you're in a relationship with. I feel like it's definitely given that when you think about how Latasha seems to be brainwashed, and I hate to say brainwashed, but that's exactly what it gives off. Then you think about the
And that's what her
blackmail.
sister said.
That is what our sister said. And on top of that, what Tamika said about them trying to blackmail her with her sex tape, that's very R. Kelly-esque.
Oh,
Okay,
I
R.
forgot
Kelly
about
did that a
that.
lot,
And
yes.
then texting off the different numbers, saying the same shit that you said in the interviews.
Threatening people, yes.
That's giving you definitely would steal $30,000 from her if you willing to expose. Yeah. Ugh.
And it's more than that. And that's what Tamika was saying. She was being nice when she said just 30K because it was more than that. And we know that there are a lot of things that did not make this season. I don't know why they only did 6 episodes because there was a lot of other things that did not happen. And I believe there are a lot of things over the years that have happened considering Rocky and Tasha. So to me, it looks like Latasha is going to fuck up her chance to ever be in their group again because she consistently allows her husband to take
Yeah.
advantage of them. Like, we can't let your husband get kickbacks off our group, make deals for us,
Mm-mm.
act like he's representing us when he doesn't, because that can sully their name in the business, especially if he don't have good business practices. And we can tell that he doesn't. Okay, that whole shit with R. Kelly, he said himself that R. Kelly wasn't paying him at the beginning. Like, I don't know, at the beginning, before a while, he wasn't paying him. But Rocky thought of it as an opportunity to get where he was trying to go.
He
And
was
to
getting
me,
paid in puss, getting paid in
uh-huh,
handoff.
all kind of other stuff. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
relationships, being in certain places where you probably not supposed to be. Because when you think about Rocky's career, going from meeting R. Kelly at a gym to becoming his security to becoming his road manager to then becoming like an AR for some of these, you know, or working with some of these other people that have signed these huge artists. Like, it doesn't really make sense. And to me,
Mm-mm.
I feel like a lot of men gain power and they recognize how to gain power through people's secrets. You get people in compromising situations, you get evidence on them in compromising situations, and that's how you
Mhm.
get your way to the top. Um, so yeah, it is definitely given a lot of the weird ass negative tools employed to manipulate people in business and in relationships over there with surviving R. Kelly may have, you know, trickled over to Rocky and Latasha's relationship.
Yep.
And am I right to believe somebody said that Escape is about to go on a tour with Trey Songz?
Yeah, that's the whole
Oh.
tour. Tyrese,
Oh.
Trey Songz,
So
Tweet, all
Trey
of them.
Songz was back.
Mhm.
Trey Songz been touring. He hasn't stopped.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
He hasn't stopped. I recently, like, they were just down here recently, like some type of R&B shit, and he was there. So yeah, ugh, honestly, I'm looking at Escape like, when are y'all gonna start caring about these things? Like, y'all didn't
Yeah,
learn from
about who y'all touring
2018.
with.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, I feel like that's gonna be difficult for them to do because if that was the case, then Escape wouldn't perform with Tiny based on the allegations that's been out there with her. So it's one of them things
Ooh,
where it's like inevitable. You're gonna have to just get, it's
that's a good
at
point.
some point it's about the money.
the difference though is that Tiny hasn't had anybody like actually police against her, like actually prove that she's done something to somebody besides have orgies. Like, they may have sex parties, but we don't have any concrete proof. Like, we had the word of people and Sabrina Peterson and all of that, but we had nothing else to prove that to us besides what they said, which is different than R. Kelly being found, you know, guilty thereafter. So
Mhm.
I just, you know, you know, like, there was a video of R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I get that, but I
and those
just
were young
still
girls.
I feel like it's likely still in the same arena
It
though.
is. It is.
Because when people start once that stuff get out there, they start dropping like flies. We don't want nothing to do with you. Show got halted. We're not gonna do
Mm-hmm.
this or that. So it's like, and they have it and with everything that you mentioned, because you are right that there's been no proof, they still haven't been able to get their show back. Even with that.
True.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to get this
Yeah,
show back,
that's a good point.
but here
Mm-hmm.
they are. Honestly, because
Right.
it feels, but here they are, right? Because
Yeah.
here's Tanika is on this show. On here, Tiny is, you know, on this show. So, and she's like and she's the least problematic of everybody. That's another thing that I feel
She
like
is.
is hilarious. That her very sweet, unproblematic demeanor has been returned to her. Like,
Mm.
nobody even really mentioned it. Um, but I'm gonna just say this. I feel like I don't know. And I have the same, you know, questions about T.I. and Tiny when all of that shit came out as anybody else. But I would like to say, to me, it seemed more like T.I. and Tiny might have had like sex parties, and people might have gotten taken advantage of at said sex
Mhm.
parties,
Mhm.
versus R. Kelly and like the criminal syndicate of finding young girls at McDonald's and malls.
Predatorial as she.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yeah.
different than people being out and being like, "You want to come back to the house with us? You know, we all about to take drugs. You want to take some drugs too? Yeah, okay. We all about to have sex. Let's have sex." Somebody passes out, and then once one of the security guards or one of these other people takes advantage of somebody passed out who thought they was there for Ti and Tiny or whatever. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Or
Yep.
however the breakdown is, I think it's a little bit different than people who are habitually being in these situations over and over again publicly,
Mhm.
like Trey Songz is like continuously facing like court cases over and over and over again. I'm sure there's a court case right now that's
Mhm.
pending with him. So it just kind of feels like, it's specifically with Trey Songz. Like, I'm not even saying y'all shouldn't tour with Chris Brown, but Trey Songz has like a repeat offender list of women that accuse him of shit wherever he goes. And it's very similar to R. Kelly. And I just kind of feel like there may be problematic people on the road, but we can, like, when these people get to a certain level with this shit, like court case after court case after court case
Mhm.
after court case,
Mm-hmm.
we can just be
Has
like,
Trey
you know
Songz
what?
ever went to court though?
Yes.
I don't know.
I didn't know he ever went to court.
He
Yeah,
has.
I knew he had lawsuits. I don't know if he's been a court.
He's been to court, and then things have been like turned into a what you call them,
Settlement.
civil or
Yeah,
settlement.
okay,
But
okay.
it has definitely started with like somebody saying you did something to them and going to court, they can't prove it, so now it's civil.
Got you. Well, I just think he need to sing his little heart out then for the people, because he gonna need the coins if he has to sit up here and pay all these folks
I
this
sing his
Which
little
one of
heart
this
out.
money.
y'all? Which
And
one of
it's crazy
y'all?
because it's like he is still being punished. I know it may look like to a lot of people like, Escape, why you performing with him? But that's probably the only thing he can get, because he can't perform solo out here on his own because people ain't gonna show up. You come out, at least I don't think so. So you come out better attaching yourself if they willing to attach to what you got going on, so you can make some money and pay these folks
I know.
and take care of that baby.
This is the only thing for me though, and this is why I feel like people should have been paying attention with the R. Kelly situation. This is what I feel like might have happened with that tour with him and Jay-Z. Is that sometimes people be doing shit on your actual tour, illegal liability, because R. Kelly was doing backstage with people. This is a tour and you're backstage committing crimes. Yeah, nigga, we can't continue to go on tour together. I think something like that happened when he had his Best of Both Worlds tour with Jay-Z. Because y'all remember that tour ended abruptly. It didn't just
Oh no,
end.
I didn't know.
Y'all
Yeah.
think it would be weird or interesting if they really did a docu-series on the stuff that was happening back in the day at concerts? I feel
Oh
like I would
yeah.
be tuned in to like really see like what the hell was really going on.
Well, they claim that's what they kind of talk about in that Freaknik documentary.
I'm mad you say that because you gotta wait because that's in the gossip topics. And I was talking about Love and Marriage Hospital first. But that's one of the topics. That's definitely one of the topics. But you know what? We're gonna hurry up and slide on through Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're gonna get to Freaknik and we can return to this, problematic rape culture in the 90s conversation that we had. So before we do that, make sure y'all like the video right quick. Right?